My mom is a janitor. Janitors aren't losers. I've heard many people say that janitors and cleaning staff are losers. While to them they are losers, to me they are the most hardworking, caring, and kind people I have ever met. They don't deserve the shit given to them. I know plenty of people who say they are lowlives, so in my opinion, this opinion is unpopular. People are assholes. Edit. I've literally been 2 seconds away from crying reading some of the replies down here. Your mother makes an honest living and has a son who hold her in high regards. She sounds like a winner to me. Oh, I would just love to give any of the smart ass who think like that a chance to live a single month in a city with no janitors around. That would change some opinions in a hurry. I think I can agree with all of that. I mean, your job shouldn't determine how other people treat you. People who work in any job are not losers, full stop. The real losers are people who don't work at all because they are too good for the job, or people who take time to belittle people in a job that doesn't meet their approval. I'm in the corporate world and I've never ever said anything like that. Neither have I ever heard any of my colleagues say that, and in fact, I've often gotten along better with cleaning staff because it's easier to relate to them about normal shit and not have to talk about corporate politics and BS all the time. Plus, in general, I think it's unethical to ever criticize anyone for making an honest living to the best of their ability. You are not responsible for changing other people's attitudes, but I definitely recommend ditching the people you're around if it's possible to do so, and try to pull together a more positive and mature social group. We spent a generation being told that working with your hands is bad and you should never lower yourself to that work. That was wrong. My number one rule is everyone's work is of value and treat all staff equally. No special treatment or favors. That said, I respect maintenance personnel more than I've respected my co-workers/management at some jobs. You know, it's kind of irked me that during this pandemic there has been loads of praise heaped on doctors, nurses and medical professionals, but almost none for the sanitation staff who must be working their asses off to slow the spread in hospitals. Yeah, without janitors public spaces would be loathsome places. We need to do more thanking. I agree, man. Janitors are one of the most underappreciated jobs in the world. They have such an important role. However, a lot of people look down on people with a low SES, which is downright asshole move. I'm good with janitors. I wouldn't want to live in a world without them. I worked through college as a cook on the 4 p.m. to 1 a.m. shift. It was a lot of cleaning and found my co-workers to be some of the best people I ever met. So much, in fact, one of them was in my wedding and I was in his, years later. My first job out of college was in finance. There was an older Chinese woman who would come in around 4 so she could clean as everyone started to head home. I would talk to her every single day despite the language barrier. Come to find out, she immigrated and lived alone for decades. She would leave me candies and things wrapped up on my desk in the morning and I would bring her goodies my wife made at home. One day the CFO saw this and asked why I did this, and I replied, because respect is rarely given to people in her position, but she deserves it more than anyone. He didn't like that answer. I eventually decided to leave that job, largely due to bad management, and when I told her, she broke down and cried. I told her not to be sad and she said in broken English that she was not sad but happy for me and thankful I was a part of her life for 5 years. It struck me as the most gracious and kind response that I have ever heard. As a parting gift, I got her an iPod Nano so she could listen to books in Chinese while she worked. We still speak a few times a year. 5 years later. Success gets to your head quickly, but I believe if you maintain your respect and care for those who may have less opportunity, you can keep your head on straight. Recently got a cleaning job at a school. The people there are all amazing, very nice people. They're anywhere between 16 and 80s, from different countries, and not one unpleasant person. Anyone with a job is not a loser. If someone is unemployed because they think they are above a job, they are a loser. I agree with you, my friend. Janitors are really important and essential. Message to your mom: thanks for everything you do. Ah yes, another popular opinion here. Glad to see that something is still normal in the world. The people who say they are low lives live low lives. If not in their exterior life, then their interior life. Anyone who suggests that any honest job is shameful should be thrown out of our society. A doctor friend of mine completely shot down another friend when, second friend, was sneering about cleaning staff. The doctor friend said that the cleaning staff were the most important role in the hospital. He said that he wouldn't be able to do his job if there weren't cleaning staff there, making sure the place was sanitary. They get paid less because their role is less technical, but salary didn't equate importance in his eyes. Downvoted because not unpopular. Any decent human being will agree. Yes, I agree. People should really change their views on things like this. It's just a job, who cares? Your personality and morals matter more. Anyone who says janitors are losers are probably still in grade school or never had a job in their life. Anyone with common sense respects the profession of anyone doing manual labor, regardless if it's janitorial or not. And the only other people I can think of that would give them a hard time would be upper management, but then again, upper management usually bullies anyone below them regardless of work. Totally, I agree. I was an elementary school janitor for a few years. It's not just mopping floors. Janitors keep a building running. Your work doesn't define you. Janitors are people who know how to fix and rig things. They are people readily admired for their knowledge of many different systems and fixes for their common problems. They keep buildings going. Love them. Let's be honest here, some of the best people in school or anywhere are janitors. She isn't a loser. Unfortunately, manual labor is much less respected these days than mental labor. Back in the 1950s, you could support an entire family being a milkman, or a janitor.